Hello. Okay, we are here. I always open up my videos with that. At Moo Country with Dawn Ann.
Woo!
I'm so excited about this. This is so fun.
I know. Super fun to have someone come to your store and bring wine.
Right? Yeah, we got wine. We are ready to dive into a little bit of your history. So we are in Leiper's Fork. Just to put that out there. This is a really cute, quaint, adorable town. Beautiful houses. Oh my gosh, just countryside.
Historical. So
Historical.
It's like a really
yeah.
It's a little village, so to speak, that's on a 100-year land trust. So nothing can be built for so long. And so there's all these little antique and restaurants and an art gallery and a spa now. And they're all in these old houses. So that's kind of what's funny. I'm in a log cabin that is from, I think the front room is from 1887.
Are you kidding me?
It is so old.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It was nothing you would have ever looked at beyond when I came, or before I came. But they got gutted, the floor, the ceiling, all the walls taken out, and all this was underneath, if you can see a little bit of the
like the
log
walls
cabin.
and everything?
It's a chinked log cabin.
Wow.
There's no insulation. So it's cold in the winter.
Yeah.
So we figured that out. But they did insulate the roof and the floors. But the walls are literally how it would be. And then every few decades or something, they added on rooms and added on until they got to the last room, which doesn't match. So it's a super special place. I'm Moo Country. My heart of my brand is from Montana. So for me, I came in and was like, oh my God, it is me. So I didn't think I'd pick somewhere without a restroom. But how'd you find
this place though?
Is that funny? We were living in Montana, and I started my first store there. And my husband's a musician, so he needed to come to Nashville because this is where everybody is. We were LA previously. Mm-hmm. And he was on Columbia Records and stuff, but we tripped into a ranch for sale in Montana and moved there for our daughter, who was like 4.5.
Oh.
So we were like, we'll figure it out, but she needs to be in Montana. So then after a few years there, my husband was like, oh my gosh, I can't live here.
Really?
So, yeah, because what musicians are in Montana?
Well, yeah, that's kind of true.
There's nobody touring
It's
in
beautiful.
Montana.
Just a little bit.
It's, like
it's beautiful there, though.
Cheers.
I know, right?
How fun. Friday afternoon, having wine. So I love that. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. This is ox tea.
Oh, I love that.
So it's a Spanish wine. It's 40% Tempranillo, 25% Syrah, 25% Grenache, and 10% Cab.
Like a Meritage or whatever they call.
Red blend of a sort, a Spanish
Love
red
it.
blend. Oh, I'm getting your thing there.
It's our antler for
Of the antler, yes. But we love this one. And actually, recently, it's at Trader Joe's. And it's only, how much do you think it is?
Okay, Trader Joe's.
Yes.
I'm going to guess low because Trader Joe's always has the greatest deals.
They do.
$6.99. Is that too low? $8.99.
No, actually, I think you're right.
$9.99.
No, I think you're right. I think
Really?
I think it's either $6.99 or $5.99.
And I would never have guessed that, but Trader Joe's I have always loved Trader Joe's. I used to ship myself boxes home. So now we're going to get a visit from, if any of you have ever seen the movie Bring It On, or Red Dawn, or
I love Bring It On. I
my
like childhood.
Cousin, or my husband's cousin, is Huntley Ritter, who is in those movies, and they just arrived today to come see us.
Do they know that you're doing a podcast?
They don't know anything. No, they've been flying all day. So anyway, he'll pop in.
So he's from Montana.
So he is from. I think he's from the South.
Oh, okay. He's from the
So I
South.
would say Georgia, or my husband's from West Virginia, so I think he was born in Georgia, Atlanta, or somewhere.
Okay.
And so, hi! I'm
have no
stuck
idea
back
what's
here. You
going
have to
on.
come back here. I know. So anyway, come back here.
Why would I want to interrupt you?
No, come back.
Hi.
I already kind
Sorry,
of.
we're a little.
I prefaced and said our cousins are here.
Yeah.
How are you? Oh my gosh.
You guys are
I know it's
Doing a
funny.
podcast.
Hi.
How you guys doing? Hi.
Good.
Oh my gosh. I know. So this is Huntley.
Lovely. I'm Kelsey.
And
Nice to meet you.
And they are known as they're known as the wine duo. And they have,
No, you're
Weston,
good. You're
you
good.
can have a cookie.
He just wants. No, you're good. You're
No,
good.
no, but
Let us know when you're. Yeah, we're gonna go find
no,
something.
Willow probably would love.
Can we take her?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How fun.
Right, that's not funny. Yay, I'm so glad they're here. So they're coming out here just kind of
Checking it out,
with
like
the
a lot of
rest
people.
the world, with checking out the moderate temperature out here and how fun it is, and to see if
Well,
they
you didn't
wanna
finish
move.
telling me. So, how did you end up with this building? Like, what stumbled you upon Leiper's Fork? What made you?
So I didn't know
yeah.
where we were going. I really thought downtown Franklin was my jam, right? Because in Montana, I'm in this little town called Red Lodge, and they closed the town down for Christmas stroll, and it's just it's just really a small town kind of vibe, but really cool, and people come there, tourists come through there. And so I thought downtown Franklin. And this real estate woman that I used, who was so amazing, she fought me. And she was like, no, you're Leiper's Fork. I researched you. I looked you up, and I looked at all your stuff. You're not downtown Franklin, you're Leiper's Fork. And I was like, no. And I fought her until I came and met the owners. And this place was a dump. Like, there was no floors. It was really being gutted. And I then saw the place and basically, I think, pleaded my case for 45 minutes with the landlords of what are you going to put in there? Like, you don't have me out here, like one of a kind, like clothing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys need that. Well, you're going to put another antique store in?
Right.
Come on.
Right.
You have that. So it was kind of funny. You can come in. Come
I
in.
want to stay with Willow. Willow doesn't want to go.
You don't want to go. You have to go with them. Look at me. I'm bargaining. Yeah, just go over to Country Boy. Yeah, you'll have fun. Yeah, you can go. She was thinking she had to work. I'm working my 12-year-old daughter.
Just say the children.
She's good. She's good. She's so good. So funny. Child labor.
Oh well.
Oh, really? No. So anyway, this honestly.
So
There's no
they
running
were,
water though.
but they were gutting it, and then the landlords were like, I want this place.
This is it.
Like,
And they were like, well, actually, some very famous person's daughter was ahead of me. And, nepotism and everything. They were like, well, we've already kind of promised it. And I was like, this is so right. And their wives stepped in and kind of pushed the scale.
Are you
right?
serious?
Pushed the vote.
That's so cool.
And honestly, because I wouldn't have beat out the person's daughter, because they're very well known. But she was going to open an antique store, and they have
a lot of them
that
here.
10-foot.
Yeah.
They don't need that. So,
Right.
in all honesty, this was, I think, needed. And
So do you own this?
I do not own the building, but they have this is their baby. So
Right.
they've really, really kind of embraced me and
And
I'm
let you
so
just
happy,
completely yeah.
blow up into it.
I love that.
Maximize it, and I know that I'm safe here and everything.
So how many years ago was that?
So just 3.5 years ago.
Oh,
So I
wow.
opened 3.5 years ago here.
Wow, and you're doing so well.
So I dress, out here in, Tennessee is the land of where every artist is now. They're not in LA and they're not in New York. They're in Tennessee. They're in Nashville.
Why do you
It's
think
the
that
town.
is? It's just
I think it's because, LA has shot itself in the foot with all their not giving perks to shooting and all this different stuff. And musician-wise, this is just where everybody is. Like in LA, you have to pay to play,
you have to pay to play.
which is strange. So as a musician, you just struggle, and then you have to pay a club to play there. Out here, people make money.
Wow. I had
and
no-
they
I had no
play.
idea.
It's super weird.
Wow.
But out here, everybody's working. Everybody's like a songwriter, or they've got songs or hit songs, and the talent pool is so crazy big that it's really fun. And I know for my husband, he was like, wow, I have to really be on my toes, because everybody is on their toes. Like
Right.
everybody's working. So it's a cool place.
That's so cool. Like, I don't know, it's actually kind of crazy to me that you said it's been 3 years, because like just meeting you initially,
got more
like,
longer.
well, no, you just come across like you come across like you're from here.
A weathered professional. No.
Well,
Really? From
yeah, no,
Tennessee?
you really do. Like, you have this like just this really like cool vibe, but you're like super, super, super friendly, and like just so you remind me of like someone that'd be from around this area.
And
I don't know.
Montana though. I will say Montanans are super.
They're nice people.
Yeah,
I've never been
super
there.
Genuine. So not to call myself genuine, but I think I'm genuine. Like it's just salt of the earth, like hardworking. There's no like. I'm pretty, I'm into fashion and everything, which is not the norm in Montana.
Oh, really? It's
Just
kind of
saying.
like not, no.
No, it's laid back, and I'm just trying to.
If
make
we
sure
have to pause
no
this.
one's ripping off my store.
If you have to pause this for a minute, you can totally. Yeah.
And hi there. Anyway, it's just like, and the South is genuine, but then on steroids.
Yeah.
Like up a level. That I really love that out here. I don't love the bugs out here. There's the difficult thing for me.
The fireflies are about to come around though.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Your bracelet is right on that counter.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Happy Friday, happy
We're catching real moments
I
right
know, is
now.
that funny?
Customers coming in and picking up bracelets.
Bye. You look so cute. That's so funny. She left her bracelet and put it where all my bracelets are. So I would have sold it. And she called and said, please go look over there. It's on the corner. And I was like, oh, wow. I would have totally sold that because I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Like it blended right in.
So tell us, like, I wanted to get people to hear, like, what's your main vision of Moo Country, and like, what's the story that you want to tell to your customers, and what's your kind of heart behind all of it?
So I was a high fashion model, and I think if that wouldn't have happened for me, hi you guys, if that wouldn't have happened for me, I would have gone to design school and design clothing and stuff. So that was what I wanted to do, but it did work out, and I did grow tall enough. And so for me, I wanted to be a model, and then I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to encompass that whole thing. At the time that I had a baby very late in my marriage, and found us moving to Montana, buying a ranch, and I had dabbled with my own label 25 years before, where I designed a diaper bag and patented it and got it on the market in 13 days, like while I was acting and modeling with no kids. And people would ask me when I'd meet with them all the time, like, oh, how many kids do you have? And I'd be like, well, there's like, probably 4 or 5 between my partner and I. Well, she was out having 4 or 5 babies, and it was dumb that I had a diaper bag for a product. Hi. And so that label, my brand, Moo Country, it was Moo Bag, and it got put away and kind of shelved. And then when we moved to Montana, I was like, oh my gosh, I have my label. Maybe I'll design a few things.
Yeah.
I'll open a store maybe. And I did it, and it just kind of snowballed, and now here I am, and I dress so many musicians now that is so super fun. And that's this store. In Montana, we don't have that, but here, oh my gosh.
So you're kind of like a personal stylist a little bit too.
I am, but I'm not a stylist. I'm just someone with a really strong opinion.
And a good sense of fashion.
And a good sense of fashion. I have my own, I won't let someone, it's not important for me to sell something. You can go into any store nowadays and people just want to sell you stuff. Oh, that looks great. And it looks terrible. And there's no personal styling anymore. There's no help with pieces you have of adding to your...
It's kind of sad.
It's just kind of sad. They used to do that, back in the day. Probably the 70s and 80s, I think. So my thing is, I could care less whether you buy that. But if that doesn't look good on you, I'm going to tell you. And I get arguments all the time.
Do you
That's
really?
the funny thing. People are like, no, but I love pink, or I love this color. And I'm like, I'm just going to tell you it's not great on you.
I love that.
But, and they get shocked. They're like, well, I want to buy it though. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop you from buying it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, why don't you try on this over here?
That's going to look better.
Or I don't have it right now, but I can probably get it for you, or I can find it, or this is what I think would work. And I will say 80% of people are refreshed by that, and they love that.
I'd be
Not
refreshed
everybody
by that.
loves that. Not everybody loves it. I have some people that have really been like, gosh, they're put off. But I'm like, you're walking around with, or if you bought something that I designed, you're going to be asked, And
Right.
if you look stupid in it, or you look bad in it, that doesn't reflect well on me.
Right.
That I, so I think it's just kind of, I love dressing people, and I think if something's great, you're going to hear it from me. And then I have people who come back once they know that honesty. They're like, oh my gosh, I only want to shop with you.
Yeah.
And I have this piece. Can we get other, or I help
'Cause they
them
trust
put theirs.
you.
Yeah, so it's like a trust kind of thing. So
I think that's so
They're
cool,
fun.
and I don't know. It's so interesting, like hearing all those thoughts, because I don't think I've dived into that in my mind of being like, wow,
That
that's
world.
true. Like people used to style people, and like that was.
you could go to like, I think Nordstrom or
well, and not have to
somewhere.
pay a stylist. Like
Nope.
you could go to the store, and people would really like help you. And,
And
now,
they knew what
yeah,
you had in your wardrobe.
right,
To go, oh, that's not great, or you have that already.
right,
I have one person, like many, but this one example. Her husband comes in once in a while with her, and he trusts me explicitly because he sees me talk her down. Like she'll be like, oh, what about this? What is it? She literally comes in and she can't even,
control it.
she can't
Yeah.
control it. And I'm like, you know what? You have those already. You don't need that.
Right.
You don't need that. You need this one piece. And literally, I'll be knocking off so many things off her list where most people would say,
Oh, get
shut
that,
up.
get
Don't
that,
you
get
wanna
that.
sell
Yeah.
it?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't, because she'll be back and she'll love every piece she has. So
That's so
that to me
cool.
is more important. So
I
know
love.
that's kind of
I
fun.
like. No, I love that.
I think that's a rarity.
I do too. I think that's a major rarity. Like,
think
I don't know,
so.
that's very neat. And I think it kind of speaks to like a little bit of our culture now of where we always want to be validated in every single thing that we do. And like, I think it's good to have
Yeah.
people that are going to maybe have some wisdom and
Yeah.
speak into areas and not have to have it necessarily always be the answer you want to hear, but actually it
Right.
ends up being better.
Better information. And you know,
Yeah,
that's
better
so
information.
funny. Women come in with men, shopping, wandering, just browsing. And I'll have, and it's very abrupt, I know, sometimes coming from me. I try to make it friendly so I'm not insulting the man. But when women are like, hey, so-and-so, do you like this? And I'm the first person to go, here's the bottom line. We don't dress for them. So just so you know that, you're never dressing for them. We want them to like what we're wearing,
Right.
but you're dressing for your girlfriends. Because the minute a woman likes what you're wearing, they tell you, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Where'd you get that? And I instantly know the second I put something on if it's good or bad. From all the women around me, from my peers.
That's solid.
And so
That's
I'm
true.
saying, like, no woman dresses for a man. We want them to think we're sexy and to look good, of course, but we don't. We really dress to get affirmation. That's the weird thing, right? And I know
Yeah.
that sounds so. I'm looking behind the camera, the man behind the camera.
No, I think,
know. I'm like,
well, what do you say about
it's
that?
like, it's like I don't mean it as a knock.
No, I don't
Right?
think it's a knock.
I don't think it's a knock at all. I think
It's
there's
the truth, though.
Genuine.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Mhm.
Like definitely, for sure.
If I go out and nothing is said about anything I have, anything, like earrings, hat, or any ring, anything, or an outfit, and I'm unsure of it,
Because women are usually ones that are gonna say something.
men don't always say anything. My husband will be like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, ugh, 10 years later, really? I've worn it like 50 times. So it's like, but women notice the minute you have something new on. The minute something,
That's true.
they're like, oh, well, where's that from? It's just a thing we do.
Well,
And
I think
so-
women. I've even said this. Women notice haircuts. Like we notice like
completely.
we notice all the like
Color.
yeah like stuff like that. Like I'll mention like a guy. I'll notice if he's got his hair trimmed like
Right,
10,
right.
like a couple inches, and he'll be like, "How did you know?" I'm like, "I can just tell." Like
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird.
Men don't. It's a funny thing. My husband is so observant. He notices cars people drive. Like it's just like who people are, where I won't notice that as much. But in things or clothes,
I do gotta say though that TJ is like very
really
metro.
good. Mine is too, though. Mine had the audacity. I'm gonna plug myself. Former fashion model.
Your husband?
No, I'm saying I'm just plugging myself.
Oh, yeah.
and saying, former fashion model, actress. Like I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I traveled the world. I've been on runway, everything.
Yeah.
And my husband is a rocker and said to me, probably I don't know how many times he said it, more than once. well, I'm the one with the fashion sense. And I literally almost like roll back and fall over because I can't believe he says that to me. Truly.
Do you think he says it to you maybe to bug you?
No. He literally won't let me. I dress so many people. Nope. Will not let me dress him. I'll buy him something. He's like, I'm not going to wear that. You know, I'm like, I just bought him this huge, cool skull ring.
And he hated it?
And like rocker, tiger's eye, birthstone, amazing ring. And literally was like, here you go. And he was like, I am not going to wear that. Like,
oh, man.
So, it's funny.
Wow.
So we battle.
Well, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
And one last thing I wanted you to talk about, because I remember you had mentioned it and then one of your employees had mentioned it too. I just wanted you, before we end it, just talk about like the one-of-a-kind aspect of your pieces.
Yeah. So,
which I think is really cool.
Yeah, so I think a long time ago, gosh, after my modeling years, I think I got fed up because I realized, wow, I can go to New York and LA, anywhere I go I can buy the same thing. So that's not very exciting to me anymore. But you can't, like a vintage piece or people designing, all the artisans who design one-of-a-kind things, like I can't go to market and get that. So that's the premise around my store is the stuff I design, I'll do like 6 for each store and then I'm done. And so you won't run into it. And then the rest is filled by amazing, amazing artisans that do stuff that nobody else is doing.
Right.
And that you can't go to market and get it. And if I have someone come in, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go look for this. I'm like, oh, good luck. Good luck.
You're not gonna find it.
You know, it's an artist burning his painting into hats. There's artists burning hats or branding hats, but not burning a painting into it. Like, so stuff like that, or buckskin clothing, that's a dying art, you know, then from the like Indian days kind of, and making it fashionable and stuff. So that is the one of a kind aspect.
Yeah, I just thought that was really neat. And you feel that like in the stores you're walking around, like it's very like just unique pieces, stuff I've never seen anywhere else. And
thank you.
So cool to hear that, like, yeah, like, okay, if I buy this, I'm not going to be seeing like all the women all over Nashville wearing this. Like, it's going to be very special and, you know, unique to me. And I don't know, I think that's really cool.
And I love artists. I love supporting the artisan and those people, you know, that are, who knows, in the back of their garage or in somewhere hand sewing and doing beading or whatever they're doing. Some of those people are the most talented people out there. And
a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, instead of machine made, factory made in China.
Right.
I'm very against that.
So everything here, a lot of it's all made in America.
In the U.S.
All made in America.
Made in the U.S.
That's
unless
really
someone's
cool.
foreign and they live in a different country and they're making it from there.
Right.
Like, truly, like, I think I have dog collars that are hand beaded in Brazil. So but
still,
like, that's a cool thing.
Very cool. So tell us what's on the future, the horizon, and then you said you had something going on this weekend too.
Yeah.
Right?
So I do a music, you know, I'm tied to music because of my husband. So I do a thing here a couple times a year. One is called Frolic in the Fork, and it's just after the Christmas parade. So that's rock and roll and whiskey tasting by Bob Dylan's whiskey company. So super fun. Food and drink, and I usually make a huge thing of soup myself for that, which is that's a big undertaking. But I know I do too. So in the fall, I'm like, just soup. That's all I want. And then so we do during the summer, kind of spring, summer right now, we're starting Live on the Lawn at Moo Country. And it's an entertainment group that partners with me. And we get like all this great talent. It kind of resembles a open mic, but a little longer than that and a little more, you know, not just wild talent that we don't know who they are, right? They are great. The talent pool is really great. And then I'll be doing, so I do some music things, and then I will be opening a store in Bozeman in the end of the year. They basically sold my store out from under me in the town I'm in Montana and Red Lodge, but that's a blessing because Bozeman is very tied to Nashville and people go back and forth, and it's music and, you know, that. But I don't want to leave my town I'm in because it's sentimental. Mm-hmm. So in that town, I'm partnering with the historical hotel there, which is amazing. And I will be Moo Country at the Pollard Hotel
What? That's
in Red Lodge.
great.
So that's
Oh,
exciting. So,
cool.
I'll be developing some products for them and trying to kind of co-market and co-brand and do some stuff. And then my big focus that I do want to mention, just and has nothing to do with fashion, is I'm on the board of this nonprofit called Operation Light Shine.
Okay.
And that is we are fighting human trafficking and child exploitation.
Yes, I've seen your stories. I've known you're very passionate about that.
So it's a big deal. So we are partnered with Tim Tebow Foundation.
Awesome.
It's military and faith-based. And I will say we just built a facility and a task force here in Tennessee. And like we are going after it.
Love
like
it.
we are going
That's
after
great.
the bad guys. And so we're already moving. We're moving as fast as we can to all 50 states. So Florida's next, Massachusetts probably right after that, Dakota.
Yep.
Fast, super fast, because it's rampant right now.
Yeah.
And then we're also Lantern Rescue internationally. So we at this moment are literally, we have so many bad guys.
So where
being
could people go to give to
taken
this?
down. So all you have to do is go online. You can go to Moo Country and look up, look at some of my stories to find it, or operationlightshine.org.
Operationlightshine.org.
And
Okay.
we are, no joke, we're doing what nobody else has ever done, which nobody else has ever partnered with the government to do this. And I'm not the biggest person on that unless you're working with really the good guys. Because I think you don't always know. But we're partnered with the head of Homeland Security, the FBI, all the police departments, immigration, everybody, and then military and faith-based. So I will say when Afghanistan happened, we pivoted and started rescuing people out of Afghanistan. So we're not just handling, and not to belittle people handling victims, but if we don't take out the bad guys, we will always have victims. So it's I have a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I get emotional because I have too much at stake with her, and I know too much now of what goes on, and it is shocking. It's not just at the borders; it's everywhere, and in our town, it's in Montana, it's everywhere, and we need to stop it. So that's that. I know not to bring his tearjerker down.
No,
but so a lot of what I do now, I am, we're becoming national right now really quickly, and it's blowing up and stuff. So
that's amazing.
that's like a true. I won't do anything. Like everybody's like, don't sign it. Don't say don't do PTO. I'm like, no, I'm good. I got my store in OLS. That's all.
You know what though? I think God gives people a heart for specific things that He wants them to do on this earth. And I can just tell from just looking in your eyes and you talking about it, like this is on your soul. This is very, very
and
important.
I don't know how they picked me. I don't know. I'm so honored to be on the board. I have no idea how it happened. People were like, how did that, how'd you get that? I was like, I don't know. It just happened, and then
It's
all of
supposed
a
to happen.
sudden, it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It's a God thing.
Yeah.
And that's like, now my store is everything, and I still act. That's the weird thing too. So I'm not giving up that, but I'm busy. So.
Well, you're truly an inspiration.
That's it.
Honestly, I'm so
You
excited
guys
that
are
I met
too.
you. Oh
You guys
no,
are
you're
too.
really,
Oh my
you're so
gosh.
sweet. Like I've loved every time I've talked to you. I felt that. I'm like, she's so genuine. And I told TJ, I was like, we gotta interview her because
I
she's
love
just
that.
so cool. And yeah, I really appreciate you doing this
Thank
today.
you.
And people, you need to come to Moo Country.
Yes,
Meet
thank
Dawn
you.
Ann. Check out all of this amazing stuff she has in her store, and
Thank you.
meet a new friend too.
Just say
and
hello.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
always need new friends out
So
here
cheers.
in
My wine's
Tennessee.
almost gone.
I know, you're faster. I was talking the whole
All
time.
right.
Mm.